Hello, it's Terrill Welch, painter and artist living on Main Island. For a long time now, you have been asking me to do a little video introduction of various paintings. So I decided to start today with storm watching. It's difficult in an artist's studio to do a video when all you have is an iPad and one daylight lamp that's used for painting. And you're doing it all on your own, like I am today. But I thought I would give it a try, see what happens. As usual, there's the odd book lying around that I'm reading. This is a recent one that I picked up of the work of Camille Corot, and I became interested in his relationship between his landscape painting and his figure work, and the figures themselves. What was his relationship to them? So anytime you're in my studio, you're likely to find an art book or two lying around. That's part of my personal studies and work. But let's go to this painting. And it was December 6th, 2013, not quite a year ago. And there was a large windstorm and big waves here on Main Island, on the northeast coast of the island. We don't usually get big waves, but every once in a while the winds are just right, and that happens. And I put on my heaviest, warmest down jacket, grabbed my camera, and went out to the national park and had a look to see what I could see. When I came back to the studio, it wasn't very long before I started working on this painting. And what I wanted to do was capture that in the roar of the waves and the crashing of energy that was coming towards the shore. That there was a point of stillness and kind of endless time. I wanted that moment. I wanted us to be able to feel the spray on our face as the water came up against the rocks on the shore, and yet we were able to look out and see that continuous motion as it came wave after wave after wave. I wanted to do it as simply as possible, with as few brush strokes as possible, and get that combination of high energy and yet that slow motion that comes with anything that's extremely fierce. There's not really too many secrets in this painting other than the blue behind the wave creating a sense of depth that was actually there. There was this light that was coming through behind the wave that gave it that motion. This painting attracts very little attention during my studio visits. People will every once in a while walk around and say, "Oh, I like how you caught the green that shows up in those waves." But mostly they look at it and walk by. So this painting actually is probably more important to me. It keeps me company in the studio. It reminds me of the freshness of a particular moment, and the desire and ability to catch that as if it's a quick sketch. And how do we capture that energy in directional brush strokes, and yet still have the strength of the rocks in the sea, and so that it is in motion. The painting is in motion, And I suppose that's what I liked about some of Corot's work, both with his figures and his landscapes, is that desire to capture the motion. The light doesn't stand still, the day doesn't stand still. And I want that aliveness in my work. And I think this painting is a good example of that. So hopefully that's helpful in understanding this work. I will put in the description, I will put the link to the blog post that gives you more of the background pieces and the reference images and more of the experience of the process that goes with this painting. So that's all for today. Thank you very much.